lost birds and put them on their right path. And I think, yes, I'd like to speak on behalf of those people by telling you my experience of having her as a teacher and a mentor. So in, I think, 2015, about 1.5 years into my degree here at Monash, I came bundling into Rosemary's office, all of a dither and a mess and an anxious little ball of stuff, saying, can I please do ASP 2062 and 312 or whatever Compastro was in, at the same time, please, because I've just taken intermission and I don't know what I'm doing, and I was all over the place. And she said, she didn't ask me why I wanted to do that, she asked me why I wanted to study physics. And I said something like, well, you know, I just really would like to know how it is that the world works and the universe works, and I am fascinated by the beauty of that. And we talked, I think, for maybe 2 hours that day. We talked about beauty in the universe and physics. We talked about how hard it was to be a woman in academia, and I had been really struggling with coming from a little tiny country town into the big city and then feeling completely lost at Monash. I didn't know which way was up, and it felt like everybody knew what was going on and I had somehow missed the memo or the meeting where other people could catch up on the coursework before we went to class and stuff like that. And Rosemary said, you can't know something before you know it, Isabella. And she continued to say that to me throughout the years that followed. I did Comp Astro the first year that Rosemary and Daniel ran it. We learnt Fortran and we learnt I was a guinea pig, and it was by far the best class I ever took when I was here.
Worked harder,
and I never worked harder. It was just a few of us. We had blackboards and chalk. We had to take our own notes, and it was the most interactive, fun time, and it really built up my confidence in myself, in my ability to continue on. And then a little while later, we did a research project together. Rosemary put me to work on the three-body problem, as she does with everybody. And she said, you've got to get it in your bones. We should have had a bingo card of Rosemary phrases for the day. That would have been fun. You've got to get it in your bones. Is it in your bones, Isabella? Yes, it's in my bones. She gave me the space when it felt like there was none. I felt always like I was doing assignments for the sake of handing them in rather than learning anything. It was so busy, and I wanted to sit and I wanted to think about it for a really long time. And as you said about Joe, the way he thought about things and stripped things back perfectly suited him. And the way you thought about things and stripped things back and allowed me to be a bit more considered really changed the way that I learnt physics. And I'm forever grateful for that, because now that's the way that I think, and maybe one day I'll have a student and so it will continue on. Anyway, we did our three-body problem project, and again the confidence grew, and then we got to honours, and Daniel and Rosemary supervised me for what was definitely the best year of my undergraduate career so far, even if it was a bit hard, very hard actually, but that was okay. I suddenly could figure it out and knew how to think. And I also felt like I should be here. Rosemary was the first person who said, you've got the stuff, Isabella. You've got the right...
Think like an astrophysicist.
You think like an astrophysicist, that's what she said. And it was the first time that anyone had said anything close to that to me, and it definitely changed the course of what I was going to do, because when I walked into your office that day, I didn't even know if I was going to come back. And so now I have just finished my PhD at ANU. Thank you. And I have gotten myself a postdoc. I'm going to move to Paris at the end of the year. And the friendship Rosemary has offered me throughout these years, not just as an academic supervisor, but any time I had something to say, you'll never guess what this bloke said to me, you'll never guess, Rosemary. I ring her up, so go and have a wine and we chat about it. And the themes of beauty and of finding the essence of understanding something to its back to square one, exactly, and of feeling righteous and that we should have our place here, and feeling that I wasn't alone anymore because I had found someone who was just like me, 30 years older. And belief. And as Michael said, every department needs a Rosemary, because sometimes there's little lost birds like me who just need to be set straight. And I'm going to cry, but I love you very much, and I'm so grateful for what you've done, not only for me, but everyone who's interacted with you from a student perspective. Hopefully that sets us back on track timing-wise a little bit.